Hey everyone, it's Viking King Blake here. Just got back from a pretty good walk. Go get some groceries. Just a few things. And then a few miles one way and a few miles back. Not too bad. I need to exercise. Need to get in shape. So I'm ready for war. Are you fuckers ready for war? I'm ready for war, guys. I'm ready for war. I realize now. I've been thinking a lot the last couple of days. Number one thing that's been on my mind is I've been talking to my ex-wife, and I only met my daughter twice, and that was in 2017. Anyway, she was 10 years old, and I didn't think I'd ever meet her. Like I was explained, I've almost died a couple times. The main time was like 2010, right after she left, and it wasn't because of Susan. It was just because I felt pretty sure that I would never fucking know if that was my baby. That's one thing I wanted to find out, so I wanted her there. But I'd never know. And I'd never see her. Because Susan really does have some pretty bad mental health problems. And apparently she's, so she's doing better. She's been a good mom to my daughter. But we've been talking a little bit, and hopefully she saw me that I could talk to my daughter at least. I hope so, as long as I stay sober. And so far I'm doing good. I started out on a spiritual journey. I ask the gods, I meditate every day, pray for, guidance to steer me toward my destiny as the Viking King. But anyway, back to my daughter. Talking to my ex-wife, and she's telling me that she had to pick up, Lily from school and one of her friends because the mother couldn't do her. And my daughter's 13, right? Okay? And she's telling me that Lily's friend, 13, is identifying as some type of transgender. Now look, I have no problem with transgender. None of this shit. I'm not gay, whatever. I have no problem with that. My daughter's 13 years old, okay? And Susan informs me, and she goes to a really good school. Susan pays for the school. She goes to, because she's Jewish, she goes to a private school. But her little 13-year-old friends they're pushing Susan informed me that they're pushing in schools the transgender issue, okay? Now, it wasn't a couple of weeks ago, they come up with a new transgender. I'll have to look that one back up. I'll look that one back up and get back to you. But what the fuck really is transgender? But I hate to think that my daughter has enough sexual experience here to ever say she's transgender. Now, I'm going to love her either way, but at 13, I pray to God she does not have any experience in that field, okay? I realize it's going to happen sooner or later, okay? But it's time for me, Viking King Blake, to be in my daughter's life, and I want to. I've wanted to all along, from the beginning, okay? So, I didn't have a choice. She just did it. She took off someone's pregnant. Nothing I could do. I mean, I went to the sheriff's department. The police had took her to Broughton a few times, and so she gets like that, and she lost my daughter for 4 years to her mother. But anyway, go back to my daughter, okay? Look, people, I do not believe in my heart that a 13-year-old girl or boy should be able to claim that they're transgender, and the reason is, I pray to God that, there is the exception of fucking molestation, shit like that. And that's that's another fucking road. But I'm saying, I don't think at 13 years old that any kid can say they're transgender. And why are they pushing this shit in our schools, people? Why? Why are they wanting that so bad? Why is that being pushed upon my child? Because I believe that fucking goes against my rights as a father, as a parent, to raise my daughter. My dad told me about this years ago. He said, pretty soon, son, and this is when he preached to other people, the schools is going to take care of the children. They're going to take people's kids. They're going to make all the rules. And you're not allowed to do anything to discipline them or anything, And that's complete bullshit. They're taking our rights from us. Now, I would like to actually maybe go to a school and sit through like a sex ed class because I had that back in the day in school. And I'd like to sit in on that and see what they say, okay? Yeah. I encourage all you parents, and like I say, I'm not against the transgender movement, okay? Or the gay or lesbian or none of that shit, okay? When you're old enough to make that decision, which I believe should be 18, now you may go through some experience. I don't know. I was young once too, okay? All right? So, yeah, enough said. I believe as parents, and I'm warning all of you here, okay, because I need to get up and be in my daughter's life because she needs a positive male role model in her life. And I need to be that by not drinking all the time, by not feeling sorry for myself. I've got to be king. I got to be Viking King Blake. And I need to do that with my actions, not just with my words. Not only prove it to me, myself, but prove it to others. Because I'm harder on myself than anybody. Believe me on that. And I believe, parents have the right to request to maybe sit in on that. I think parents need to be I've talked about this before. See, everybody's working like 3 jobs, so they have no time for their kids. And what's happening to our kids? These fucking people are brainwashing our kids. They're fucking scaring them to goddamn death. I mean, they shouldn't be worried about what fucking gender they are right now. My little girl's a little girl no matter what period. She's my little girl, okay? If she decides to go that path, the lesbian, whatever, she's still my little girl. You hear me? All right? Now, I'm pretty angry about this because at 13, it's hard enough, okay, to worry about the birds and the bees and all that kind of shit. And most kids got the access to the phones, so they pretty much know more than we do. There's fucking probably like 7-year-old kids watching porn, which that's fucked up. Do you hear me? And it's because we're all working 3 jobs, 2 parents working 3 jobs. We don't have time for our kids. So the government and everybody's stepping in and brainwashing our children. I believe that with all my heart. They're separating us even more. How many genders do we need? It doesn't matter. If you're born a man, you're a man. Okay, you may have female tendencies because that's a part of a man too, but not the strongest part of a man. But if you're a man, if you're born a man, you're a fucking man. Now there is the Aphrodite thing, and people that's born with both. I don't know, that'd be confusing to me. But, I don't want to go too far in this, okay? Because at 13, my kid should not hear any fucking thing about that. I think she's going to learn enough on TV. And if she asks, us as parents need to be there for our children, okay? And that's where Biden raising all the prices, they're separating us from our children so they can brainwash us. Because we can't afford to live unless we work 3 jobs. And we still can't afford to live, people. I think there needs to be a movement, okay? I think as parents we need to step in, okay? I think we need to march to the Capitol and get living wages for ourselves. What was last year, the year before last, they were throwing money at it. They're still throwing money at us, apparently, okay? If you meet the criteria, which most of that shit's bullshit, bullshit, okay? Because most people don't meet the criteria. Okay? Now, if we could print $800 million or whatever for Ukraine, and all this fucking military equipment shit, motherfucker, print us $800 million up. Okay? Allow us a living wage where we can live and we can be involved in our children's lives. I think that's fucking really important, don't you? I think that's more important than all the money in the fucking world, don't you? And, it's my ex-wife's going to let me be in my child's life, and man, I'm going up there and doing it. I'm going up there and get as close as I can. It might take me a little time, but I'll get there. That's my word. Now, also, I realize that, anyway, I believe that all you all can agree with me on that one. And I'm calling bullshit, okay? Don't you think that? I mean, if we all get together, and I'm not talking about, we can't storm the Capitol building like White House, okay? We don't need to do that yet. But we all need to show up somewhere there. You know, the hippies had Woodstock, okay? Which, our movement's not going to be, you know, about getting high and all this shit and fucking flower power and fucking peace. I want peace, but I think it's way too past peace. If we're going to get peace, then we're going to have to kick some ass, get these motherfucking dumbasses out of our government, okay? And start anew. Put some real people that has experience in living in life, that struggled. True smart people that care about us. All Americans. Black, white, yellow, blue, purple, green. I don't care. This is what our forefathers fought for. This is what they fought wars for. This is what Civil War was about. This is what, it's time, people. It's time to pick up your shields. Okay? And what I mean by fight my mind, get involved in our children's lives, and I'm talking to me right here too. Mainly me. But I hope that y'all understand and take this up as something serious we got to do. We can't let them take our kids away from us. We can't let them brainwash our children. Okay, it's hard enough to live in this life. It's confusing enough to live in this life. Should my child be exposed to that shit at 13? Fuck no, she shouldn't. And no other children should be either. They're already aware of it. And they're probably already confused about it. And life is so confusing anyway at that age. Hell, all through childhood, all through your 20s. You think you got shit at 20s, but you don't. Then you hit 30s. 30s is better. It was some of the best years of my life. 40s have been great. Okay? But life is a struggle. Life is a battle. Life is a war. We don't need them shooting fucking fucked up ass crazy shit ideas into our children. Now, when my child turns, 16, 17, 18, and, I've got to be real about this. She's probably going to have some experiences as a beautiful little lady. Okay? But I need to be a male role model. I need to be up there. And I need to not drink. And I need to be present for my child. Now that I have the opportunity to do that, I need to take some steps to make that happen. As your Viking King, also, I need to not be all talk. I need to lead with my actions. If I'm going to be a leader, I need to lead with my actions, not just with my words. I need to put how my grandma used to put it. Anyway, live it. I need to live it. I need to live what I preach. If you read whatever religion you're in, you not only need to pray about it, but you need to live what you're saying, what you're preaching. Now I'm ready to, let's wake the world up. Number one thing we need to do right now, since we're not right now actively in a war, is use our noodles. Let's be parents. All the money in the world is not worth my child. Okay? All the money in the world is not worth me not being there for my child. That's what I mean. Now I'm not gonna be on the streets or whatever, but let's go up there and with some smart ass people, and let's get the fuck Biden out of there. If Trump comes back, yeah, as far as money, I was pretty good with Trump. I don't agree with everything he does, but motherfucker pretty much didn't take no bullshit either way. Like I say, I'm not a big Trump fan. But Biden, I hated it. I didn't vote for Biden. I don't know of anybody that did. So I don't know how that motherfucker got in there unless they put everybody that's fucking in these graves as a vote. I don't know. Like I say, we don't get to see the count. They just fucking post that shit. We don't get to see people counting it. Where are them people? Where are the people that's counting these fucking votes, people? That's looking over these papers. And like I say, they put whoever they want to in, and they got 4 years. And it'll take over 4 years to get to some bitch out. Biden's the biggest mistake for president the United States ever made. Shit, I'd rather have Obama. But anyway, what I'm saying here is Viking King Blake. I need to be a leader. I need to put action to my words. And I'm ready to go. I need soldiers. I need generals. I need captains. I need sergeants. I need sergeant majors. I need you. And the war starts at home, people, with your children. Not only do we have to fight to leave a world for our children, we need to be able to be involved in our children's life as much as possible. And that doesn't mean whooping them into submission like my daddy did me, because I've raised other children too, and all you got to do is kind of figure out and get their respect. And when they reach 11, 10, 11, 12 years old, you got to do that when they're young, but you don't do it by beating them. Trust me. It just made me, I didn't give a fuck about the beating. The fucking mind fuck. There's something wrong with me. So my whole life I've been thinking that, why did my daddy beat me all the time? Whip me all the time. What did I do all the time? I didn't know what the fuck hyper was. I was just a kid, man. And that doesn't mean you'll put your children on Ritalin. That's bullshit. Because when they get our age, man, they don't need that shit. And they probably won't be as hyper as he was. But either way, the war starts at home. As parents. Now that might mean, yeah, we're going to have to make some sacrifices here. And I'm not saying not drink, not smoke a joint, whatever, okay? I would rather have marijuana legal than alcohol. But either way, some people like alcohol. I like it all. But, I'm saying to you, okay, be parents to kids. All right? And what's happened with all that shit too, with people getting their kids taken away, is fucking mother-in-laws and people like that, don't like that you don't like them or whatever. And they don't feel, I don't know, they try to take your children away, but they turn you into DSS because, oh my God, she smokes a joint after work. She never smokes in front of the kids. Nobody knows but mama. And they fuck her. You take that woman's kid away, okay? Now that's fucking bullshit. Now if she's like fucking a hot mess for like 10, 15 days, yeah. Okay? Take them away, but not permanently. Don't make them try to jump through so many impossible, unrealistic hoops that only God can do it. Okay? Only Jesus could do what they want to ask you to do. It is achievable. What I'm saying, we're stressed out to the max, okay? I don't see nothing wrong. As long as you're not abusing something. And as long as you're not having it around the kids, it's not laying on the fucking table beside you. You're not smoking a big bowl in the living room with your kids running around. Okay? That's common sense, people. If you have a beer, be as responsible as you can. I know it's stressful. And me, I have a beer, I have a shot of vodka. I'm going to keep having shots of vodka. So that just means I don't even fuck with it. I don't need to fuck with it. Until, whatever. That just means for my child, it ain't about me. I need to worry about her. That's my number one concern. And you need to worry about your children. That should be your number one concern. So we need to talk to these politicians. We need to tell people, if we're going to make this place great, we need to start there. Quit letting the schools, quit letting the government, quit letting DSS. I tell you, if the DSS had showed up at my daddy's doorstep, he wouldn't have let the motherfuckers in. They'd have had to kill his ass, okay? He'd be like, he's fed, he's got clothes. You need to turn your ass around and go, okay? Come on, people. All right? But he was sober, too. All right? You got the rest of your life. And when your kids get older, that's a different thing. When they're able to make their own decisions. But we need to be involved in our children's lives as much as possible. And that's important. Money's not important. Our children are. Viking King Blake off.